the Immigration Department has nabbed more than 1,000 illegal immigrants. Plus, Malaysia fears a second wave of infections. That and more from Ruby Tinawin. Hello, Ruby.
Hello, Alma. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
For the latest news here in Malaysia, a total of 1,368 illegal immigrants, including children, were detained by the immigration departments in raids carried out at the Kuala Lumpur wholesale market yesterday. This is the second major raid on a foreign worker enclave by the Malaysian authorities amid the movement control order. Immigration Director General Datuk Khairul Dasaimi Daud said in the operation that a total of 790 Myanmar nationals were arrested, followed by 421 Indonesians, 78 Bangladeshis, 54 Indians, 6 Pakistanis, and the rest were of other nationalities. He said those detained comprised 1,009 men, 261 women, and 98 children. A total of 7,551 foreigners were inspected, and 1,368 of them were detained and brought for documentation process at Kuala Lumpur Immigration Department in Jalan Duta. Khairul Dasaimi said the area became the focus point of many foreigners, with majority of them working at the wholesale market, adding that all detainees were tested negative for COVID-19. He added that among their offense include not having valid identification document, overstaying, in possession of fake documents, and other offenses under the Immigration Act. So he also said detainees would be investigated and deported back to their countries after they had served their sentence and will be blacklisted from entering Malaysia. The Dasaimi said a total of 1,136 officers and personnel from various agencies were involved in the operations, which covered areas in the north of Kuala Lumpur city center, which were placed under enhanced MCO. Malaysia has some 2.2 registered foreign workers and an estimated 3 million more undocumented laborers. Meanwhile, the emergence of new clusters in countries that have recovered from COVID-19 is a cause for concern for Malaysia, says the Health Ministry. Health Director General Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah has called again for Malaysians to come together and observe social discipline strictly in order to break the chain of COVID-19 in the country. He said at the ministry's daily COVID-19 press briefing yesterday that many countries are worried about the possible emergence of COVID-19 second wave, and Malaysia is equally worried. He added Malaysia has done well to reduce the number of cases in the country during the first phases of the MCO, but the onus is not on the government alone, but on the public and each individual as well. He stressed that social compliance and discipline is important, and compliance with the SOPs introduced by the Health Ministry can help bring down the graph further. He was asked about the emergence of the COVID-19 cluster in China and South Korea, which has sparked global concern about the possibility of a second wave of the coronavirus outbreak. Dr. Nur Hisham, however, expressed his faith in Malaysians keeping their discipline throughout the conditional MCO period. He said, and I quote, "We have to make history. If we want to be successful, if we want to break the chain of infection, we have to come together as one. If all of us put in our effort, I am sure we can do it. Malaysia boleh." The city of Wuhan, the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic in China, has reported its first cluster of infections since lifting its lockdown a month ago. South Korea also reported a new cluster traced to Seoul's nightlife district, which has resulted in the country's highest spike of cases in recent days. Now, in other news, an oil exploration vessel contracted by Malaysian state energy company Petronas that was involved in a standoff with a Chinese survey vessel in the South China Sea left the disputed waters on Tuesday, according to 3 security sources and the vessel operator. Petronas has been conducting exploration activities near an area claimed by Malaysia and Vietnam, as well as by China since last year. In mid-April, the Hayang DZ-8, the Chinese government survey vessel, started operating in the area, escorted by Coast Guard and China Maritime Militia vessels. 3 American warships and Australian frigate conducted a joint exercise near the site of Petronas' operation amid the standoff last month. The sources who did not want to be named, as they were not authorized to speak to the media, reported that West Capella, the vessel contracted by Petronas with offshore drilling company Seadrill, left the water as it has finished its exploration activities in the area. Malaysia's foreign ministry and Petronas did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Seadrill's communication director, Mr. Ian Cracknell, has later confirmed that the West Capella has left the area after completing its planned work. Data from ship tracking website Marine Traffic show the Chinese government vessel, the Hayang DC-8, was still in the area, about 371 kilometers offshore Malaysian Borneo. The data show the vessel has been moving within Malaysia's exclusive economic zone in a hash-shaped pattern consistent with carrying out a survey, as it did during a tense standoff in Vietnamese waters last year. The Washington-based Asia Maritime Transparency Initiative has said the China-Malaysia standoff has been going on for months. China has denied reports of a standoff, saying that the Hayang DZ-8 was just conducting normal activities. The incident prompted the United States to call on China to stop its bullying behavior in the disputed waters. China claims almost all of the energy-rich South China Sea are also a major trade route. The Philippines, Brunei, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Taiwan have overlapping claims. The United States has also accused China of taking advantage of the destruction of the coronavirus pandemic to advance its presence in the South China Sea. A Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman last month accused U.S. officials of smearing Beijing. Back to you, Alma.
All right. Thank you very much, Ruby, for all that update. And we'll wait for more updates over there in Malaysia. Thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated.
Yes, reporting live here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. This is Ruby Tinawin. We live in interesting times.